Are you struggling with testing your JavaScript code that uses an intersection observer? You're not alone. Today, we're diving into how to effectively test your infinite scroll pagination component. I totally get it. Testing can be a real headache, especially when you're trying to implement new features like infinite scrolling. Many developers face similar challenges, and it can feel overwhelming. Here's the specific question we're addressing. One user asked how to trigger the intersection observer callback in a QNet test. They want to know if there's a better way than exposing the callback function in the component's prototype. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So, what's the issue here? The intersection observer is a powerful tool for handling visibility changes, but testing it can be tricky. Exposing internal methods can lead to tightly coupled code, which is something we want to avoid. And stick around. I have a great alternative solution that keeps your code clean and maintainable, and you won't want to miss it. To begin testing the intersection observer behavior, the user should create a mock for the intersection observer. This allows them to simulate its functionality without relying on the actual browser implementation. Next, the user should replace the original intersection observer in their component with the mock. This can be done by modifying the component's initialization method to use the mock instead. Now, the user can write their QNet tests. They should create instances of the mock and trigger the callback with test entries to simulate the observer's behavior. Finally, the user should run their tests to ensure that the observer callback behaves as expected. They can check the state of the component after the callback is executed. Fun fact, the Intersection Observer API was introduced to help developers manage performance issues related to scrolling and visibility. It's a game changer for web applications. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution comes from a user who faced a similar issue with a Vue CLI setup. They created a mock intersection observer class to simulate its behavior during testing. That's it for that response. Let's explore another one. An alternative solution comes from a user who faced a similar issue. They suggest mocking the intersection observer in the test environment using Jest. This approach allows you to create a mock function that simulates the behavior of the intersection observer, making it easier to test your component without exposing implementation details. That's all for that response. Let's see what someone else had to say. An alternative approach provided by another user involves using Jest with TypeScript to test the intersection observer. They create a mocked observer class that simulates the behavior of the intersection observer, allowing you to trigger the callback directly. In the test setup, they redefine the intersection observer in the window object to use the mocked version. This allows you to fire the callback with specific entries and check the calls made to the observer methods. Here's the alternative solution I promised. Instead of exposing the callback, use a mock intersection observer in your tests. This keeps your implementation details hidden and your code clean. And there you have it. By using mocks and spies, you can effectively test your intersection observer without exposing internal methods. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more coding tips and tricks.